welcome to Station F and Sooner Than You Think. So Xavier, you're very hard to introduce because you're like so many things at the same time. First, you invented the free box. That was years and years ago. That was the first box offering internet, telephone, and TV at the same time. Then you created Free, the cheapest mobile network in France. Then École 42, the first IT coding school free of charge in Paris. Then in California, and of course, Station F. Roxanne Varza, director of Station F.
Easier to introduce.
Xavier trusted you last year with Station F. Before that, you were at Microsoft Ventures, so already looking at startups. And now you're on with this great adventure. Xavier, let me start with you. According to Vanity Fair, last November, if I only quote that one, you're the most influential French person, not only in tech, not only in Europe, but on the planet. How did you get there?
Thank you, Vanity Fair. I cannot say anything bad. No, when we had the idea, first we co-founded Station F with Roxanne, and it wasn't 1 year ago. We started to talk about this place 5 years ago, I think, or 4 years ago. You were at TechCrunch.
In 2013, that's
so,
right.
I'm sorry, we're so old. 5 years ago, and we started to think about this thing. But the main idea was, what can we do for our country? What can we do for my country? Because she's American. But what can we do for France? What can we create in France? And all these ideas we had about school, about investing in startups in France, but also all over the world, creating this place. And so at the end, when you do start and you do this kind of thing, but it's not what I did alone, I did it with many people. At the end, you create a brand or you create an image of being very in tech. But the idea is to help this country, to help entrepreneurship, to help Europe at the end of the day. This is our main goal, our main idea. So I'm very happy to have this prize. But at the end, the great idea is to try to help this country.
Roxanne, Station F is not even 1 year old, but already you have great programs with big companies, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, doing some work here with startups. What are you the proudest of these past 10 or 12 months? And what do you think you could have done better here at Station F?
Wow, that's a loaded question. So it hasn't even been a year, and there's a lot of numbers and data that we're trying to gather right now for the first year that we've been here. But I think we're already proud of some of the milestones that we've hit, some that kind of naturally came about, the 1,000 startups that are on campus, the 30 programs, the 30 funds. We have 30 public services. I think a lot of the stuff that we put into place kind of really took hold. We've already had startups raising money, a couple of exits, one that was announced very, very quickly. So I think we already have some success stories that are going on. But actually, if I had to tell you what I think we're the most proud of, it's probably actually the diversity element that we've already been able to put into place at Station F, because diversity is such a key part of our DNA. We have roughly 30% of the entrepreneurs here that are coming from outside of France. Some of them here don't even speak English. We have some programs that have 40% or higher in terms of the number of female founders, which is a very high statistic for the industry. And we have a program on campus dedicated just to underprivileged entrepreneurs with some very incredible people in that. So this is actually what I think we're most proud of so far.
Xavier, I feel like you want to talk about this. This is called the Fighters Program, right? So this is a program for underprivileged entrepreneurs. What have you achieved with this program so far?
So we started with this idea. It's one of the reasons why we created this place, of having underprivileged kids creating their own startup, creating their own business. The idea, it's easy. If my sons tomorrow they want to create a startup, it's easy because I have money, they're going in good school, so it's very easy for them. But we tried and we try to have people who are different, underprivileged, coming from all over, from complicated situations, coming in this place, and we help them to create startup. And we created our first round, our first program 6 months ago, 7 months ago. We had January. We have 2,050 startups who applied? I forgot the number.
No, for this particular program, we took 13, but we had 200 applicants from 27 countries. Yeah.
And it's good, and see exactly what we like. And we have a good example, but you can talk about this example that we like a lot. We talked very often about this one.
You talk about this example.
No.
So yeah, we have a lot of really great startups in that program, but I think one story that I think really exemplifies why we decided to create this program, it's because we have a former prisoner, actually, who was initially somebody who was stealing cars.
Lot of
Today,
cars, not one.
Not just one.
A very professional.
He knows what
cars.
he's doing
professional.
Professional in what he was doing.
And today he's creating an anti-theft device company.
But he's good.
So I think, yeah, that really kind of was exactly the reason we decided to make this program, and we're hoping there'll be a lot more entrepreneurs like him.
So are we actually really going away from this typical entrepreneur, MBA, male, white?
Man. It's try to have different profiles and to find these profiles and to tell them it's possible. You can do this thing. It's possible and it's accessible. And we had and we have to create many things to have this thing possible. We created housing. We have 600 bedrooms, flats, I don't know you call that will open this summer. But we need more services to help them to create their startups. But to create a startup is to create your own job. So it's very important to try to find this diversity and to have them here.
So this is a housing project that will host 600 entrepreneurs, about 15 minutes away, I think, from Station F, later this year. Is that for international entrepreneurs as well, underprivileged ones who are going to be there? Is that the model you're trying to do here at Station F by becoming the world's biggest startup campus?
So I think those are definitely two populations that will take advantage of the housing with no shame, and they should, because I think they're the ones that when they come here, they want to set up their company, but they're struggling with all these other administrative hurdles just to get a place to live. And we have some startups actually that have told us stories of, I came here in the first weeks, I actually slept in a box, or I slept on campus, or things like that. So that's really what we're trying to take the pain point out of. But if you just look at housing in general in Paris, it's complicated for everyone. So it won't be just limited to those people. We'll be all entrepreneurs at Station F.
Xavier, you're also opening a restaurant here soon, this week?
This Saturday. It's our big announce of the week.
But is that, why that? I mean, it's going to take 1/3 of Station F.
A little bit less, 25%, but it's okay.
But what's the point?
But it's the biggest restaurant in the world and the best one.
Of course.
So it's part of the story. It's
the best one. Oh, so what kind of chefs? What are we going to eat here?
You have 10 different kitchens, and so you have all kind of food you are looking for. For example, the new pastry chef is coming from Ducasse. No, it's very good. It's fun because you have 100. It's mostly managed by Italian people. So you have 150 people and on site, and they speak only Italian. So for us, we don't understand anything, but it will be an amazing place.
But how is that going to help?
Today they are doing testing, small testing. It's about 1,000 people for lunch. It's small testing. We started small.
How is that going to help entrepreneurs, though?
They are entrepreneurs, the people who are running the restaurant. So it's
so it's run by Big Mama Group. Probably the people in the audience have heard of them. So that's actually a great entrepreneur story as well, because it's two people from HEC, and they've created this great restaurant group that's really taking off. But also, I think entrepreneurs, they need food. Up until now, we've had food trucks outside of Station F, so this is a little bit more glamorous. And also, this is a place open to the public 24/7, which until the opening of this space, Station F has been primarily open to just the residents, which is really a shame, because that means we miss out on creating connections with people from the neighborhood, from people who are just popping into Paris quickly. So now all of that will be possible in that space.
Xavier, I've met a lot of Silicon Valley entrepreneurs over the past couple of years who come to Paris, who say this is the next place to be. And the first thing they ask you is, do you know Xavier? So is this how you
because
create...
I'm old, huh? It's not because I'm good, because I'm on the market for 30 years. This is a real story. Huh? No other reasons.
But have you convinced recently, who's reluctant to come to Paris, and who actually believes that Paris can be the next Silicon Valley in Europe?
We have some tech, I don't know which one are public, but they are very secretive sometimes. But we have on-site, but one is public. It's Tony Fadell, who created Nest, the iPod, the iPhone.
The father of the iPad.
Yeah, and we had an interview with him together. So he's on site, and he has a beautiful office just 3 levels above us. No, we have people like that coming and staying. Some people coming for 1 week, 2 weeks, looking for startups. But this week is a big week and a great week because of Vivatech. So we have many tech entrepreneurs. And the great thing is that on site, we have, I don't know what is public or not, but public Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Apple, we can say it? I don't know. Okay, you never know with Apple. But you have all on site all these companies, and usually when their CEO is coming to Paris, they are nice to come and to visit. So it's good. So, it's great. They see another face of Paris, which is, I think, maybe a more important one than the usual one.
Roxanne, do you believe the combination we have of Brexit, Donald Trump in the US is actually helping this?
It's not that I believe it. It's actually that our startups tell us that it's the reason that they're not looking in places you would normally look, London, Silicon Valley prices as well. It's not just Donald Trump, it's the whole thing. But we also have a lot of startups that are telling us Macron is also a reason that they're looking specifically at France. So I think Station F was timed very, very well with the fact that Macron came. It wasn't obviously something that happened overnight. Like the ecosystem has been building up over the last few years, but this is really the moment that everything came together, and now people just want to come here.
Xavier, you know Macron very well. You've known him for years. And tomorrow he's hosting Tech for Good with 50 Silicon Valley executives coming to the Élysée Palace. Do you think entrepreneurs are actually taking advantage of this Macron momentum? Is he doing enough?
He's doing enough, but no, I think he changed the image of France. He changed the image of this country. And 1 year ago, when you were talking about France and tech with people, they were saying, oh my God, poor guy, you're in the tech business in France, oh my God. And now when you talk with German or people coming from the UK or some Americans, they're so lucky you are entrepreneur in France. So completely, and few things changed. He has a lot of energy, but everything didn't change overnight, in fact. But he created a great image, and this image is amazing for entrepreneurs in France. And we have many entrepreneurs coming from UK, from Britain, coming from Germany, coming from the US. If you are in the climate, if you are an entrepreneur in the climate area, it's better to come to Paris because you cannot be in this work having a climate startup in the US. It's no more possible. So we have many things like that helps us by creating this place and creating the brand and the image of France.
And yet we're seeing France pushing for this new tax on internet giants at the EU level. So is that sending the wrong message?
I think it could send. I think the startup world at Station F, we're with much younger startups. They're probably a little bit less concerned, but I think if you're outside of France, you could of course interpret that as just go after the big guys. But is this specific to France? Probably not.
But still, Xavier, don't you think outside entrepreneurs, probably you always have to convince them that France is a place
it's easier now. You told it. Now it's very easy. They say, okay, France is amazing, so good, everything is perfect. It wasn't as bad before. Maybe it's not as perfect now, but it's a great country. You don't have crazy taxes. It's perfect, but it's not completely
but if you look at today, for example, and I'm sure some people in the audience have experienced this today, it's a huge strike. And you have like huge traffic jams because of the strike. So don't you think?
You know, we have 3,000 people here, 1,000 startups, and we have 10 cars. Nobody is using cars in this place, so we don't know. In fact, they take public transportation. They use Uber, sometimes Uber, but mostly they use public motorcycles that you have created by the city.
So there's no strike anymore here.
I didn't see a strike today, and I didn't have any issue myself today in Paris. So the country has changed, and it's not that it used to be. So you don't see the strike. So the mayor told me that you have 10 strikes today in Paris. I'm sure you have 10 strikes, but what does it change? I don't know. In my office, everybody's working, and you don't see as you used to see it.
Roxanne, have you already found the next big global tech giant, the next Facebook that's going to come out of Station F? And if so, what does it look like?
I found 1,000 of them. They're all working right next door. No, we've had a lot of really great startups. I can't just pick one for you. So I think probably a couple of companies that just come to mind because they've already caught a lot of attention. We already mentioned Tali, who's the founder of the Fighter, who's founding the anti-theft device company. So that's one story that we really love and we believe in what he's doing. I think another one, obviously, that I have to mention because it was kind of the first success at Station F, depending on how you measure success, was a company called Recast.ai. They developed chatbots, was actually one of the co-founders came out of 42. She is a woman, she's under 30. I love her story. And this company was acquired in less than 6 months. So by SAP, so not just a random story, it's actually a really great story. And I think probably the third one, just because I know Xavier loves this company and he wants them to be the next giant. It's a company called Tron, and they have innovated on the toilet, and their toilets are actually in our restaurant. You guys can go check it out. Maybe I'll let Xavier.
Oh yeah, and they're upside down, right?
Yes?
They're on the ceiling. That's what you told me, Xavier, right?
For example, you have one, you have to sit the other way to go to this toilet.
But how does it work? It's like, okay. You'll have to show us.
But you can watch over the social network. It's the restaurant is not open yet, but the toilets are already very successful.
Okay, we'll try that. Xavier, it seems like a lot of these startups are then being bought by US giants. Some European tech companies are also looking at startups. Is this the future for these small startups to be acquired?
No, it's not what we want. We want we think that if one day someone can say no, and Facebook exists because one day Mark Zuckerberg said no, I think, to Yahoo, if I don't say something wrong, and Snapchat exists because one day Evan Spiegel said no to Mark Zuckerberg. And if you have someone in France ready to say no at one time, he will start to create something big. So it's more a statistical thing, so we didn't have enough exit and enough success today, but at the end, we hope that some will stay, and we will be happy to have them and to help them to create a big local ecosystem with our own. I don't know you call that GAFA in English, but it's the same idea, but to create this kind of thing, yeah.
There seems to be a lot of convergence also between tech companies and other industries, including telecoms. Where does France stand in this space in terms of the convergence between tech and other businesses?
In this space, it works well because we have all the biggest French companies who are they are on site. They help startups. So I think it works. Maybe it's if you from a Station F point of view, it works well. Maybe outside it's not the case, but we have all the biggest French companies, regular French companies who are on site. They help the startups. We have Thales, we have BNP, we have.
Yeah, we have a lot of the
I forgot all of them, I'm so sorry.
No, we have 30
LVMH,
programs.
L'Oréal.
Exactly, so 1/3 of them are corporates. There's actually a lot of corporates that we're still receiving today that we don't have space actually to put their programs on campus. But we're seeing a huge appetite from these corporates. We have to make sure that it's not a commercial way to work with startups and that they're actually providing value. So I think that's definitely what we're seeing here at least.
Very quickly, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg is actually speaking in Brussels right now after the Cambridge Analytica controversy. Did this have an impact on startups and entrepreneurs' minds here?
It's for you.
No, go ahead.
I don't know why.
Cambridge Analytica.
No, Facebook is on site, and they help many startups on these data things and these privacy things. And I think they are very good startups. So they will speak, and they will talk more with their startups. And I think in a few weeks you will have no more issue with Facebook.
But I think also
sure.
This really helped the entire ecosystem really kind of gain consciousness about the fact that we do need to be responsible with what we're innovating, what we're developing, and so I think it's actually been very beneficial. People have been really, they've been pleased with how Facebook has handled the situation so far. So I think actually it's been a pretty good thing to happen to the ecosystem.
Roxanne, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Xavier, always a pleasure, and thank you everything.